This is the approach to take if you're not a tremendous athlete. Let's just say you're a normal athlete. Well, the freak athletes, they can get away with a little bit less dedication, less work ethic. Their mental game doesn't have to be perfect. Their technique doesn't have to be perfect. There's a lot of margin for error when you're just a freak athlete. And when you're a normal athlete, there's not a lot of margin for error. So you have to shore up these other things. Now, obviously, the freak athlete that shores up all of these things too is sitting pretty, right? But we also know that tactics is a part of wrestling, okay? So, all things being even, let's say I change the way I wrestle a little bit. If you're an outside shooter and I keep, my hand close to the mat, I circle to your back leg, that's a tactic. I can take your athleticism away from you without even touching you, just by circling to the back leg, right? Pretty basic tactic, at least if you train in our program, you've heard that many times. Very cool stuff. But, so, let's not worry about comparing ourselves to other people. Let's say you are just a very good normal athlete. Okay, positioning, being a 3-position wrestler, and I mean being very tremendous on top and bottom. I just mean being decent in all positions. Being great on your feet is it's not easy, but we're all pretty good on our feet at a very high level. The weakness is bottom, and then the second weakness is usually top. So just as much time needs to be spent, maybe 40% of your time on your feet if you're already very good on your feet, and then 30-30. So, positioning. If you see some freak athletes on the Big Ten Network, they kind of stand up straight around and they reach with their attack, their lead leg hand, and they fake, and then someone shoots them and they sling around them. And I mean, you're not going to be able to do that. You can't stand straight up and paw at someone's eyebrows and try to taunt them into shooting just so you can slide around them and catch a cradle, okay? You're going to have to stay down in a stance. So, and the freak athlete that does that, they're not going to be able to do that for very long. Wait till they get to wrestle an Iranian or something who's, wrestles for a living. So positioning means holding position. Feet wide, touch a mat. Don't let them read your shirt. Keep your right pec over your right knee, right? Keep your trail leg back. Keep your left heel behind your back left pocket. For the most part, right pec over right knee. Your shooting stance, your attack stance. Right, positioning on top too. How about positioning on bottom? Yep. You better have a strong, powerful, wide, explosive base on bottom, because positioning makes me faster, stronger, and limits what my opponent can do to me. That's it. So I better hold position in all positions. Okay? Being a 3-position wrestler and positioning. The third thing would be being very strong and powerful. You may not have the fast twitch muscle to jump, 9 foot in the air, okay? You might not have that ability, but anybody can get very, very, very strong. Anybody. You say, well, I can train my fast twitch muscle fiber. Sure you can. And I studied this in exercise science when I was getting my degree years ago, and I don't think this has changed much. You can't do a whole lot about it, right? You can maybe increase like 10%. Anybody can get stronger. Anybody can get more flexible. Anybody can eat better. Anybody can make sure they get 8 hours of sleep and live by a schedule. Anybody can study sports psychology 2-3 hours a week and study human performance and peak performance and how the mind works and how thoughts create emotions, and good thoughts create good emotions, bad thoughts create bad emotions. Anybody can focus on their goal setting, right? So getting just very powerful is a big part of wrestling as well, because now we're shoring up these other holes, okay? So I would say those are the 3 big ones. Positioning, becoming great in all 3 positions, and becoming very, very strong. Those can help you to shore up your wrestling, because what I lack in just God-given talent I can make up for, right? Then we start to go into the technique side of wrestling. Certainly. Can you become a technical wizard? Can you have 3 ways to score when your opponent has a key lock or a shin wizard? Yes. Can you drill hundreds of reps of those a year? Yes, you can do that. And if you're saying, what's a key lock? I don't have an idea what this guy's talking about. Okay, you probably need to do better, right? There are techniques that we have to master, right? At our Dream Season Camp, we have 78. On our online wrestling academy, our online courses is all you need. 272 wrestling techniques and tricks. Study that, you'll be a master. Our Dream Season Camp, we have 78 wrestling techniques. Our 28-day challenge camp, you know, we're starting, we don't go too much deeper above that. There's 96 techniques, if I remember correctly. Our academy, our most advanced academy, called the Perla Wrestling Academy World Class Wrestler Program, is for the people who just love to be a world class wrestler, you know, be an NCAA champ or All-American. If you can do that, you're pretty much a world class wrestler, and you can compete around the nation with the top guys, right? There's guys who are placing in the Olympics and getting in the world finals who are never win NCAA titles, right? Dayton Fix and who's the guy from Michigan? Anyway, he was third. He wrestled third in the Olympics. So then you also have Stefan Mishik, right? He never won the NCAA title. He was third in the world. And John Smith says that winning NCAA titles is tougher than winning the world title. Well, I'm not saying it is. I don't know. But, you know, it's difficult, right? So to become a world-class wrestler means I'm a college wrestler. I'm an All-American, national champ, or coming close. I mean, that's a good place to be. So that's the reason we call it that. And on that, we have 127 wrestling. I think 127, just counted. 120. I'm bringing this home, actually, to retype it up. 123 wrestling techniques. That's what we focus on in our world-class wrestler program. In our basic programs, we do less because they're basic, because those kids don't want to wrestle year-round. They want to take 5 or 6, 8 months off. That's cool. So from a technique standpoint, sure. How about nutrition? Sure. How about stretching? And sure. How about studying sports psychology 2-3 hours a week? Sure. All of these things are important too. Okay. How about live wrestling and finding great partners? Sure. That's the reason we started our competition camps. Come once a month to our gym. It's overnight for a weekend. We have average of 100 kids from all over America. They come from everywhere. It's St. Louis, Missouri. It's an overnight camp. I have a 26,000 square foot facility, 200 plus beds, 204 beds actually, kitchen, everything. So you want to get those workout partners, okay? And if you can't come here very often, then get some around your state. Find the kid that beat you in the state finals last year and make him your training partner. And you lift weights and you go up a weight class, and next year you can both win state. Befriend some of these kids and take some effort, okay? But, you know, the big 3, I think, are important, and that's what you should do if you are an average athlete and you want to start winning at a high level. And you should also check out perlawrestling.com, share this, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and, you know, hopefully it helps tremendously. We wish you great success.